Also new tonight on ABC 6 News 11 at 11, financial markets around the globe are falling and some economists are concerned that we could be heading into a recession. ABC 6 News reporter Ryan Medeiros spoke with a financial expert today and tells us what he learned.
A weaker than expected U.S. jobs report last week, creating concern about an economic slowdown. Those concerns exacerbated today as the collapse in the Japanese stock market sent shockwaves all the way to Wall Street. I spoke with an associate professor of economics at Providence College who says the slowdown could actually bode well for inflation. Stock markets around the world in a mini panic Monday. Some experts pointing to a slowdown in the U.S. economy.
If you look towards the data since the beginning of the year, we've had what a lot of economists call a very strong labor market, and that has been changing a lot since January.
A weaker than expected jobs report last week, creating a malaise among investors.
Unemployment rate went up a little bit. Not as many jobs were created as was expected. People kind of bake that into their expectations of what's to come, and essentially no one wants to be caught carrying the bag last, so you get this in this musical chairs and you get a bit of a sell-off.
Dr. Chris Limnios, an associate professor of economics at Providence College, says investors shouldn't panic despite the grim outlook.
There's a couple things that are sure, and one of them is death, taxes, and the other thing is if you give the market long enough, it eventually always rebounds, no matter how bad the situation's been.
Limnios says the dip in the market could have a silver lining.
We've had prolonged policies which have slowed things down, and now inflation might actually start really going down. So that policy might bear some fruit very quickly.
Still, Limnios says reducing inflation could have ramifications.
We're starting to see inflation go back to where it should be. But in the meantime, we're going to start to see the costs of that policy, those types of policies show up. And they could show up in the, materialize in the form of an economic slowdown. Recession, the R word, I don't know.
Limnios says it's almost impossible to predict whether a recession is imminent, but added that certain factors around the globe, including turbulence in the Middle East and the upcoming election, could certainly play a factor. In the newsroom, I'm Ryan Medeiros, ABC 6 News.